Today, I will try and strive to answer the question, can you vassalize kings in CK3? This question has been top of mind for a while. I believe it started back when I was doing a world conquest in CK3. It would have been so easy to just vassalize all my tiny insignificant neighbors instead of having to declare chain war after chain war to try and add 5 one county states. Right from the jump, I'll give you the answer. It depends. Everything in this game revolves around opinion plus tooltips and making numbers positive. Normally, the main reason you can't just have your neighbors bend the knee is that they're stubborn, which makes sense. Put yourself in their shoes for a moment. You think you deserve the land because it was ordained by God and that you are his guy to rule over these people. All of a sudden, some emissary from the lands that border you shows up and asks politely to relinquish that power. You're going to politically tell them to go fuck themselves. So how do you tell them in actuality it is in their best interest to join you in game terms? Well, you're going to have to overcome some hurdles. Depending on your type of king, of course there are several. You've got your classic monarch, a serene Doge, King Bishop, Khan, Emir, Caliph, and about a dozen more cultural titles that I missed. They all have something in common, not wanting to be under anyone. So the game gives them a minus 200 willingness to be vassalized unless they're a republic or a theocracy, which is only minus 100 for the former and minus 150 for the latter. You start at minus 200 plus another 150 for the base reluctance. You're already in the hole for minus 250, not to mention all the myriad of reasons they don't want to. Your culture isn't accepted. You're a different faith. They don't like you. Your powerful vassals don't like you. They're fickle. Militarily, you're on the same level. They are also ambitious, arrogant, paranoid, and or stubborn. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, this is impossible to overcome. Well, again, it depends. You need to target characters who are within reason, some who share the same faith and borders, for example. Let's try and go after 3 different kings, the Pope, the serene Doge of Pisa, and the King of France. All 3 say no to us, but is it impossible to make them say yes? Our first target, the serene Doge, Therese, he doesn't want to be our vassal, but we can change that. First, by having an education trait of virtuous arbitrator or arbiter? I don't know. This trait will give you plus 25 to offering vassalization. Next, you can just improve with all your powerful vassals, a bag of gold to each. We have 20 more points in your favor. While we're on the topic of gold, let's send a bag to him. With him at 100 opinion, that's a plus 35. Taking the perk True Ruler gives us another 20. Becoming his friend and learning his language, it gives us another 15. Throwing several parties and going on grand tours to increase our cultural acceptance will take away the minus 30 penalty. Marry ourselves to get an alliance plus 20. And now we're sitting at only minus 7 points from him accepting. We played our final trump card and make a whole other empire so that we are his rightful ruler. And just like that, we have him agreeing to our demands. 1 down, 2 to go. Let's move on to the Pope. This will be a tougher nut to crack because he has a minus 150 instead of just minus 100. So we need to have a higher opinion with him. Speak his language, gain the perk defensive neighbors so that we can get an alliance without a marriage. Isn't that kind of crazy that you can get the Pope as an ally, especially in the later stages of the game when there is significantly more money coming into his treasury due to the amount of sinful Christians. Next, we get up to some nasty business and become very dreadful, so much so that he is intimidated by us, plus 10. We're not only friends with the Pope, we're best friends with the Pope, plus 20. Unfortunately, even with all of that, we will fall short. We can't be his rightful liege because the papacy has no rightful liege other than God. Our final target will be King Philip of France. As before, once again, make ourselves best friends, cultures accepted, language speaking, 100 opinion, allies, and scary. We have the added bonus of being able to lower his feudal contract, giving us a plus 30. There is no way of creating the Empire of Francia without taking over France. Even with our diplomatic court bonus of plus 30, we still fall short, vassalizing another king. In the end, our answer to the question, can you vassalize a king in Crusader Kings 3? If they're a republic, you can work really hard and eventually make it happen. If they're any other type of government, it might be much easier just to conquer them. One final thing to note is this might change with the coming DLC Legends of Death. In their recent posts about it, PDX has shown information surrounding the legitimacy mechanic. With this new mechanic, it seems like they'll be adding to your ability to vassalize other nations. However, before we get too hyped, my guess, at least from the screenshots, is that it will only add 10, maybe 20 points. in our quest to vassalize kings, which will still bring us up short on the 2 failed attempts. Either way, I hope with more time and content, we will be able to make all of the kings bend the knee. Thank you for watching. My name is Kevin. This is Do It for Bruce. If you enjoyed this little video, why not sub to the channel? If you really enjoyed it, why not join this group of lovely people and become a patron? You can see all the extra content that we put out, plus get your name at the end of this video. Whatever you do, as always, have a good rest of your day. Ciao.